Now we need to generate a connection between this controller and the toe pivots that we have created before. And in order to do that, we need to create attributes to the foot control. So I'm going to go start by saying modify, add attributes, and the add attribute window pops up. So what am I doing here? I'm going to add a few attributes. I'm going to start with a role attribute. Let's do it correctly here, my caps lock. Role attribute is going to be a float. I'm going to start a minimum value of 10, maximum of negative 10, maximum of positive 10. I'm going to add that one. I'm going to add another one for toe curl. Toe curl. Let me just type it correctly. Toe curl. Same float, negative 10, maximum 10, positive. I'm going to add that. And the let's see, minimum negative 10. Ooh, no. 0, minimum negative 10. It gives me an error here with the characters that are not valid. So let's try to, minimum is going to be negative 10, maximum 10 positive. I'm going to add that. Oh, I guess it's the name here. That's what it didn't like. I'm going to add that. There we go. So you can see the names appear right there, the attributes. I'm going to add an additional one. Is going to call tip to turn, and that one I'm going to do the same thing, negative 10 in minimum and 10 positive in maximum. I'm going to add that one. I'm going to just close this window. For now we have those three that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to connect those to the pivot points that I have here. So to do that, I need to go to the animation menu set, and I'm going to call my set driven key. I'm going to load the driver. So you can see my driver is going to be the foot, is going to be driving. And what am I going to be driving? I'm going to be driving those pivots. So I'm going to start by driving the toe, the heel, and the ankle groups. So I'm going to load those that are driven. So what are they though? They're going to be rotating. So what is the connection that's going to happen? We're going to have the roll controlling those pivots, those three pivots. And those three pivots need to I need to control one or more, but for now I'm going to use just one attribute to rotate. Which one is it? I'm going to need to rotate the rotation in X. Is the one that the roll is going to be moving for all of them. So I'm going to just click on rotation in X here. Right. So what is it going to do? Okay, to start, we don't need to do anything. We just need to set a key when all of them are at 0. So make sure that roll is at 0, and make sure those three guys in rotation in X are 0, and they should be because we have not moved them. So I'm going to say key. So that's our resting position. Then we are going to change the roll to a negative value of 10, negative 10, and we are going to make the heel go negative 20. So the heel rotation X, when I change it to negative 20, that may the foot goes up. In your foot, you may want to go a little bit higher. Maybe you want to go to negative 30. That's up to you. And I'm going to say OK. I'm going to just key that. Then I'm going to go and change the roll one more time. Click here and click on the roll. I'm going to change the roll to positive 5. So what is that one intended to do? It's going to make the heel go up and keep the toe on the ground. So to do that, I need to have the ankle group to go up to 45 degrees, right? I'm going to key that. And at the same time, I want to make sure that in this position, the toe pivot stays at 0. So I'm going to key that. Then I'm going to change my roll to 10 positive, and I'm going to bring the ankle group back to 0, while the toe pivot, I'm going to key that before I go to the toe pivot. I'm going to key that while the toe pivot goes up to 40, and I'm going to key that one too. So let me close this window and test it. So when the roll is at 0, the foot is resting. When the roll goes to negative, I'm going to use my middle mouse button here while selecting the name. When they go negative, the foot goes up. When the roll goes from 0 to 5, the heel goes up, but the toe stays on the ground. And when it goes 5 up above, the foot goes on the tiptoe, but you know the toes leave the ground. Okay, that one is working well there. Now we're going to do the setup for the toe curl. So let's call the set driven key one more time. Make sure that everybody goes back to 0 on the roll. I'm going to just say key, set driven key one more time. There we go. Load the same guy again, load the driver, and the driven. In this case, the driven is going to be the toe group, right? And or the which is the toe pivot. I'm sorry, it's not the toe pivot. We gotta get is the toe IK group, which is the one that controls the front of a foot. So again, we're gonna control the toe curl. So we're going to control the toe IK group. I'm gonna load that one, and it's gonna rotate on X again. So again, the toe curl is going to drive the toe IK group, and we are going to generate a toe curl of 10 positive, and the group is going to be rotation 10 negative and 50 negative, sorry, rotation in X and negative 50. Okay, I'm going to key that. Then we're going to make sure we grab the 0 point because we didn't key that one. So I'm going to bring the 0 to this guy on the toe curl in 0, and I'm going to bring the rotated X to 0. So that way we set the middle point there, and we're going to do the negative 10 for the toe curl. And that's going to change the rotation of this one in the opposite direction, which will be 50 positive. I'm going to key that. So if I go and test it, when this one is 0, it's flat. When this one goes up, the toe goes up. If it goes negative, the toe goes down. And we keep it at 0 in the middle point. Okay, we have that process so far. Let me just increment and save my file. And we are going to, once we have this, we just add the control for the tip turn. And for the tip turn, we're going to do the same thing. Set driven key one more time. Load the driver one more time. This guy's a tiptoe turn. And in this time, we're going to load the tiptoe pivot as the driven. And that one, the rotation is going to be actually in Y because we want it to rotate back and forth. So I'm going to say rotate in Y. So we go back to this guy, making sure the tip to turn is 0. And all this guy, rotation in Y is 0. So key. Then we go to the tip to turn negative 10. Right? And then you grab the rotation in Y. You can say, okay, negative will be that way. And I say, okay, negative could be 40. And you key. And you go to the positive 10. And you rotate this one in negative 40. And you key. So now if you use your tip turn, your foot will swivel on the toe. And of course 0 will be the middle point. Okay, so we have our foot set up. And we just save our file for now. And we'll continue in the next video.